Day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching The Big Bang Theory. This is a 12th episode of the 6th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, this is available for the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode, we had the girls going out on a night, and we had the guys playing their board games. Basically, you know, it was Raj, Stu, yes, he was involved, Sheldon, Leonard, and Howard all having a go and a games night in Leonard and Sheldon's apartment. Now, they had to request a day for the girlfriends, and they decided, you know what, we're going to go out ourselves. We're going to show them what they're missing. They all come in like a catwalk wearing these dresses, all look really, really good. Raj, he actually got eliminated from the game very early on and was invited to the girls' night with them, and he went out and he was buying the bottles of champagne, he was treating them, he was gossiping, he was having a good time, and he said, you know what, we're going to try and get you a date, try and hook you up. So they went around, talked to a couple of girls, and he ended up you know, thinking that he got somebody's email. Now obviously when he read it back, it was like neverinamillionyears.com, and obviously made him feel a bit upset. And ended up having a conversation and basically explained that, you know, he thought that one time he was going to end up with Penny. Then he, you know, had a little bit of obsession with Bernadette, and Amy was sat there like, yo, so have you had one with me? Because he's basically saying that he ends up falling for other people's girlfriends, and he was like, no chance. And it kind of upset her a little bit, but they ended up bonding and having a conversation, and, you know, they ended up actually getting closer together, I actually think, by the end of the episode, which was really nice. And then they all left together happily. But, you know, going back to obviously the game, Sheldon kind of ruined it. You know, it was a Christmas episode, and basically what he had to do is free Santa from this dungeon. When he actually got in there, he cast a spell on all of them, froze them, went in, rejected Santa's, you know, basically chance to save him, kicked him in his head and threw away the locks and the keys so that he would die in there alone. So Sheldon ended up basically, you know, ranting and raving on why he actually dislikes Christmas and Santa in general, and when he was a little kid that his granddad died, and he went and spoke to him when he was 5 in the mall and wished to have him brought back, and it never actually happened, and ever since then he's blamed him. But we did see that he actually understood that that was a bit of a far-fetched request when he was having a dream at the end. And you seen that obviously Santa was there in his apartment, and he ended up getting one back in Sheldon and blowing him up. So a bit of random episode, to be honest, but I do enjoy obviously the girls and boys nights. They are good to see them obviously hanging out and chilling with their friends. But that is last episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's. If you do, please smash a like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
When I first heard your idea for giant Jenga, I was skeptical.
Penny Twister was a complete bust.
Oh, no, I was wrong. The looming threat of being crushed under a pile of lumber does add a certain spice. Oh, hello, Alex. Let me go get you last night's recordings.
What recordings?
Well, you remember when you told me I talk in my sleep? Well, it occurred to me that, like most things I say, it's probably pure gold.
Just playing a little giant Jenga here.
Oh, I know. I'm the one who had to buy him the helmet. Oh, I'm gonna go see Kip Thorne give a lecture on subatomic space-time.
Oh, that's his take on John Wheeler's quantum foam. That should be great.
Well, if you want, you can come with me.
I'd love to, but I'm supposed to hang out with Penny.
Well, if you want to hear about the lecture, I can tell you all about it at work, or, you know, over dinner sometime.
What?
Giant Jenga, I win!
Oh, come on. That can't be true.
I did the research. Tony the Tiger, Diggum the Frog, Cap'n Crunch, Toucan Sam. Not one cereal mascot is a girl.
Terrific. Something weird happened, and I don't know what to do about it.
What's going on?
Sheldon's assistant asked me on a date last night.
How could you do that to me? You know I've been working it with Alex for weeks. I talk with my eyes.
She knows I have a girlfriend. It's so weird.
Oh my God, you're loving this.
To my bone.
I both hate you and want to be you. This is Ryan Gosling all over again.
I didn't steal anyone.
Your assistant is totally hitting on this jerk, and he loves it.
Well, that's not acceptable.
What do you guys think I should do?
I say you tell Alex your heart belongs to Penny. I provide her a shoulder to cry on, and then roughly half a year later, I give it to her good.
In the past, I've reached out to each of you individually, but I believe my present situation requires the collective wisdom of the group. Dubbed Sheldon Cooper's Council of Ladies. Delicate workplace situation. To protect those involved, I'll be changing their name. Short, bespectacled colleague of mine who lives in the shadow of his brilliant roommate.
You're talking about Leonard.
You what? No, Shilly Shally. Despite the fact that he has a girlfriend, Shilly Shally has been the recipient of inappropriate workplace flirtations from a young lady.
What the hell's going on with Leonard and Alex?
No, I'm sorry. Who's talking about Leonard and Alex?
What? Fine, it's Ricardo and Tondalea.
Well, okay, look, it's not really about Ricardo and Tondalea. It is really about her boss.
Ugh, I'm gonna kill her.
I'm sure you've got nothing to worry about. Leonard would never cheat on you.
She's right. But say the word, I got a lab full of cocaine-addicted monkeys with nothing to lose.
I guess the cat's out of the bag. Let me explain what's going on. Ricardo is really
We
Leonard.
know what's going on, Sheldon!
Sheldon, you need to talk to Alex right away.
Talk to her. Well, that's all you've got? Yeah, with a cool name like Sheldon Cooper's Council of Ladies, I really expected more.
What do you think about that, to be honest? Because he's not engaging. See, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because obviously, Leonard's not engaging in any sort of flirtation towards Alex. You know, he's not done anything to, you know, hinder his relationship with Penny at all. He's not stepped over the line. He's not crossed no boundary. All he's done is just sat there quietly, basically most of the time, and just been the person receiving the compliments. And, you know, a couple of times when they've had conversations, he's not actually even understood, like, the context of the situation. So he's just engaged in a general casual way. You know, obviously we're watching it knowing that he's had no intention to hurt Penny or do anything with Alex. And even when she texted him, you know, if you ever want to talk, we can go out and have a drink or something, smiley face, and he was like, oh, what a nice girl, do you remember? And he just put his phone in his pocket. Like, he has no intention of doing anything, and he's not engaged in any of it at all. But do you think that you can class him as a little bit in the wrong for knowing Alex's now intention and yet not saying anything or stopping it? Do you know what I mean? Because he's saying he's loving it. You know, he's now got the attention of two females, probably never been in that position before. His head's probably feeling massive, like he's the biggest guy in the room. And do you think that, obviously, like I said, he should be shutting it down? Or do you reckon he's okay and he's not really doing anything wrong unless he actually makes an advance himself? Do you know what I mean? If he's just taking the advancements and just receiving the compliments, is that okay? Or do you reckon that, you know, he should put his foot down?
Alex, check my schedule. What does my afternoon look like?
Give Alex a talking to?
Call it a problem. Now, let's call it an opportunity. You made an inappropriate sexual advance towards Dr. Hofstadter. Now, there's no need to get defensive. Look, I'm not unsympathetic to your plight. My father used to say that a woman is like an egg salad sandwich on a warm Texas day.
What?
Full of eggs and only appealing for a short time. Don't hold you responsible for your behavior. When you feel possessed by amorous intent, may I suggest that you suppress it by leafing through this illustrated book of sexually transmitted diseases.
I have to go.
Now, so does this fellow, but he can't without it burning like hot soup.
Oh, you seem extra happy.
Yes, I am.
Any particular reason why?
I don't know, just having a good day. I found this quiz online called Which Star Trek Character Are You? And it only took me 4 tries to get Captain Kirk. And the one thing that could make it even better is an evening with my special girl.
Oh, and who's that? I just didn't know if you meant me or Alex.
Why would I mean Alex?
Because I know she hit on you, and I know you liked it. Don't play dumb with me. Ricardo shilly-shally.
I'm missing something.
I needed advice about a woman. And I would have asked you, but if the last few years have proven anything, it's that you can't tell a uterus from a unicycle. I see. Wait, what time? Oh, very well, then. It was the Human Resources Department at the university. Apparently, my assistant, Alex, has filed a complaint. Human Resources Department? Human Resources Department. Human Resources Department? I can't understand what she has to complain about. I led her away from a life of sexual promiscuity by making her look at pictures of disease-ridden genitalia.
Cancel my next appointment. This is gonna take a while. According to Miss Jensen, you said that she was a slave to her biological urges and called her an egg salad sandwich.
Oh, I see the confusion here. No, Alex thought I was singling her out. No, I meant that all women are slaves to their biological urges. You're a slave.
I'm a what? Your language is entirely inappropriate, and I'm gonna advise that you shut your mouth right now.
Dr. Hofstadter, he was bragging about his sexual desirability to anyone who would listen. And Howard Wolowitz, he spent 2 years using university resources building a 6-breasted sex robot. I heard Rajesh Kuthrapali refer to you several times as brown sugar. But in his defense, that wasn't racist. He's also brown.
I'm sure he calls himself brown sugar as well. Obviously, in those situations, yeah, it makes it sound really, really bad. The way he's talking about slavery, the way he's talking about menstrual cycles, just the way he's obviously speaking in general. But we know, see, it's hard, me, it's tough watching it, obviously, from this perspective here, knowing that who Sheldon is and his intentions of how he's saying things, He's not really doing it in a way where he's being purposely derogatory towards women, and he's using the egg salad as an analogy, and the way she's hearing it, it's not sounding great. But if you know him and how he is about all situations, you know that he's actually not as harmful as it actually comes across to be.
I'm sorry, Alex hit on me. Sorry, Alex hit on me. I had no idea I'm cute.
Damn it, you are. I mean, do I need to be worried?
Of course not. No, why?
Because she is pretty and smart, and when you talk about work, she doesn't have to go home and look up words in the dictionary and understand what you said. Yes, Leonard, I am insecure. Happy?
No, not happy. I'll tell you a secret. All these women chasing me, I kind of do feel like Captain Kirk.
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
Keep talking about Captain Kirk, and we're all gonna stop.
Dr. Hofstadter. All right, thank you. Getting called into human resources.
Huh. I just got called into human resources.
That is so strange. Human resources wants to talk to me tomorrow. Could you stop licking your ass for 2 minutes? I have a problem.
Oh, he's got a drink so he can talk to her.
Do you really think you should be drinking right now?
How else am I supposed to talk to the human resources lady?
Called in too? What is going on?
Sheldon threw us all under the bus.
I wouldn't mind if brown sugar suspended me from a sex swing. This may have been a mistake.
Little tip, turn off your I like big butts ringtone before you go in.
Mr. Wolowitz, it's been a while.
Hey, Janine. Howard, Tom, and the kids.
Fine. Is that alcohol on your breath?
Howard built a sex robot.
What are you doing here?
Actually, I came to speak to Mrs. Davis.
And I'm a little busy right now.
Yeah, but I came to file a complaint. Yeah, somebody has made me feel uncomfortable in the workplace by using language of an inappropriate and sexual nature.
And who is that?
You dirty birdie. Thanks to you, I know better than to ask if you're menstruating. It has been pointed out to me that some of the things I said to you could be construed as offensive. That the university has mandated that I take an online sexual harassment seminar. My time is much too valuable to waste on nonsense like this. So, I'm gonna need you to take it for me.
I figured I could sit around and feel insecure, or I could do something about it. So I got a course catalog at school and looked at some of the science classes. They're extremely boring. I mean, how do you not kill yourself like every day? Decided I don't need to be a scientist. I could just look like one.
I really don't think that's gonna change. Oh my God, you look so smart now. Hey, come with me.
Where are we going?
To my bedroom so I can take everything off but those glasses.
He's loving it. In there, let's talk about obviously Leonard in this little segment here. I was saying earlier on in the episode, do you reckon you could class as him doing something wrong, considering obviously he knew the advancements from Alex, but he never really, said anything, never told his girlfriend, he just let it happen. So like from his girlfriend's point of view, Penny's, you can see why she'd get a little bit upset. If he flipped it and he knew that a guy was always hitting on Penny, and she was always just loving it and never saying anything and not stopping it, he'd be jealous himself. Fact is though, anybody gets jealous, regardless of if you're a 10 out of 10 or you're 1 out of 10. You know what I mean? Like if somebody feels like they've got competition and you could potentially lose something, whether it's your parking spot, like we seen a couple of episodes ago with Sheldon, or whether it's a relationship, if it's your boyfriend or girlfriend, when you've got competition, somebody trying to take something that you perceive or believe is yours, then you don't like it, do you? And you get jealous and upset and you want to try and take it back. And it is good to see Penny jealous. It actually was. But at the end of the day, you know, I firmly believe that there's no chance of Leonard ever cheating on her. I feel like he's hardcore in love and he's going to be there thick and thin all the way to the end. And it's true. You know, stick a pair of glasses on somebody like Penny, it just makes her look sexy. And I totally get why he's going straight to the bedroom. That is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, it might be because I know who Sheldon is and his intention of that conversation. I feel like it wasn't really meant to be in that way, and it is obviously, like I say, how you feel. I feel like he had no ill harm against her, but you know, he obviously did go a bit in detail. You know, he tried to do one good thing and ended up digging himself a hole. Do you know what I mean? And ended up getting summoned all his friends to HR. I think he's done that before as well. Do you know, when he was talking about the laser with Howard, when he was supposed to try to get a position in the next thing, and he told the woman, I think, that he stole the Mars rover or he crashed it, and then he started talking about Leonard and Cooper Polly, and obviously she was writing all their names down. You know, sometimes he just spirals out and it gets worse when he didn't really intend for it to actually go that way. I do understand, though, when he went into the office to speak to HR and the stuff that he was saying, you can consider that as being very offensive in terms of, you know, he was trying to just explain himself, but the way he was delivering it and the way he was saying it, it was just not coming out very well, was it? You know, it wasn't. And from her point of view, he was talking about slavery, talking about women, talking about menstrual cycles, you know what I mean? He was saying, well, and then he was generalizing all women, saying like, you do this and this and this. And again, you know, I feel like that's the Sheldon where he has actually no clue about his environment or the people around and what he's actually saying that can offend or hurt people. And I do feel like in that context of that situation in that room when he was speaking about it, then maybe that could be a letter for HR to actually issue. But he's come back to HR himself and said, hang on, you know, you've issued one to me, not liking the way I speak. How about I issue one to you the way you speak to me? So that was obviously not going to see anything go further from it, but I thought it was an interesting episode and I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was funny and decent, but I can understand why people can maybe take, obviously, offense to certain things that he said. But that's where we're going to wrap it up. Hopefully you didn't get offended in the episode and you took it as light-hearted humour. If you did enjoy my reaction and today's, please smash like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.